Welcome back to the Take a Sip podcast. My name's Tito.
I'm Leche.
And for this week, well, to start off, Leche, what are you drinking? What are you sipping on?
I am sipping, since this morning episode, some coffee. Just regular black coffee, no sugar, no cream or anything.
Nice. And I too am sipping on some coffee, but mine is an iced coffee, homemade iced coffee.
Nice, dude. Sometimes it comes out better when it's like homemade, like iced coffee. It comes out a little because you make it at your own taste, right? Like,
yeah. Sometimes with like those bottled ones, like you can't really like. I mean, you could always add more sugar, but you can never take some away.
Yeah, if it's like overly sweet and shit.
Yeah, so if we have
like almost undrinkable.
Yeah, so if we ever buy like even those Starbucks cold coffees that come in the bottles or whatever, we always make sure they're the unsweetened, like no sugar ones. That way we could adjust as we want here in the house.
Oh, okay.
So this week is a little bit different. I mean, we've had a whole bunch of what's the word, like game festivals, VidCons, oh my god. Like the E3 announcements, that's the word, the announcements, the whole game announcements, and Vidocs and stuff. So we've hit a whole bunch on those. At this point, it's just really seeing where we go, what comes about it. And I mean, there's not really much on gaming news. Just one big thing that we recently got was the whole what's the word? Nintendo talking about their Nintendo Switch OLED. Which there's two sides to every coin, right? I mean, there's the good and the
mixed
bad.
Bag, because most people would think it's pretty bad that that's all they're updating pretty much.
Yeah. So the main difference that's coming for this new Switch, besides probably like minor software adjustments, is really the screen for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one small LED screen. But besides that, I mean, it's just really the controllers, instead of being like a blue and a red or the green and orange type of colors that they had.
Right. All they're changing is just like mostly the color scheme.
It's really just
more variety on that end, but
a white with black buttons, which is like the basic default skin, if I would say. So it's really hard to know where they're going to go from this. I mean, people were expecting a little bit more, maybe like a few better like adjustment types of things for the Switch, but when it's just an LED screen, it's hard to back them up a little bit.
Yeah, seriously, like I feel like they're not getting as much support as they thought they were going to get.
Yeah,
for this big announcement. That's to say it like that, but
it's the truth, to be in all honesty. So
they slacked, honestly.
Yeah. And I mean, besides really that, I mean, do you have any like quick little gaming updates that you want to put out there?
And the only thing that I'm looking at right now is probably the new zombie map that's going to get released for Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes out in like 2 weeks. So I know they just dropped somewhat earlier this week. They dropped the trailer for the new one. So I'm looking forward to that. But that's pretty much it. But that's just a small content thing, right? That's not nothing huge.
And yeah, besides, I mean, the whole Nintendo thing, we'll probably put this at its own episode again, just for our main Destiny listeners. Destiny also put out that they will be having a showcase for August 24th, if I'm right.
Yeah, August 24th.
On August 24th, pretty much just talking about the future of Destiny's 2, what's to come in the next season for us, because supposedly the next season we're getting a lot more information on the Savathun, the Witch Queen. If we are probably getting another subclass, a lot of people are pointing to Poison. Because I mean, it has been the most recent thing with the Warlock Gauntlets, and it seems to be like even with the Thorn, that's something we've had before as well. So I don't know. There's a lot to speculate for Destiny right now, especially for big fanboys as us. So really what we're going to be doing this week to have an episode, we both decided to take a personality test.
How dry my personality is. We'll find out right now.
We'll see how dry we both are. I did take this personality test before. I am just retaking it to see if I do get the same results. I completely forgot what I answered for these questions in the first place. So, I mean, really, we're both taking the exact same test. I'll have the questions up on the YouTube video if you are not watching. The website is 16, the number 16, personalities.com. It is a completely free personality test that once you do get your results, you could email them to yourselves to keep if you are interested in that. And then it really goes into like very detailed descriptions. From the first one that I did get, it was weirdly accurate. I was like reading them to Techno when I first did get it, and he was agreeing with a lot of it as well. I thought I was doing schoolwork. Apparently I was being read for filth on these personality tests. So I mean, well, really, Mike, are you ready? Do you want to start this off?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So first question, and all these questions are from agree to disagree. So, you know, when you get your bubbles or your little swatches from extremely agree, somewhat agree, neutral, disagree, somewhat disagree, completely disagree. So those are options for all of these questions. And I mean, that's the first one being, you regularly make new friends. For myself, I'm actually going to put somewhat disagree. I don't feel like I really make friends. In all honesty, I'm really that one person that's just has always been the social butterfly. What about you, Leche? What you think?
Me making new friends, I can make new friends pretty easily, in my opinion, because I don't know. I somewhat agree. I can make new friends regularly. I have no problem, especially online. Like I have no problem like talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
In real life, it's a little bit like, they have to. I need to reach out a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, but making new friends, I don't think I have a problem with. It's just interacting with other people like that I probably have a problem with. But other than that, I don't think I have a problem making new friends.
Yeah. Because, you know, like the reason I still put somewhat disagree, like even with our clan, like I'm a part of the clan and I really feel like I've only really made friends with 2 of them, 3.
3 at most.
Anthony, Jobel, and Josh. And that's still like the clan is over 100 people that we have.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do feel sometimes like the odd man out when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah. Even with 100 and something people, I only interact with probably not even half that. Not even half, not even a quarter probably. Probably interact with like 12 at max.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of them also don't even respond in the clan, so
that's true. Right.
Our next question. You spend a lot of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest.
I do not. I somewhat disagree. I do not do that.
I'm just gonna, I feel like neutral on this because I do have my interests here and there, and I do just look up like little facts, and like I do watch like videos on how things are made. Like I was interested a few weeks ago like on how like homemade photo albums are made. And even the process of just making like a homemade photo album type of thing, it's a process. But like I thought it was so completely cool and everything. So
Yeah.
like little facts here and there. You want to read the next one?
Sure. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry. I somewhat agree. I think it always gets me like that a little bit. I think it depends on who's crying, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the bigger question in my opinion when it comes to that. So I'm going to put it as not sure because I think it's a 50-50 toss up for me when it comes to that.
For me, I'm most likely gonna put somewhat disagree.
Wait, does teary-eyed count as crying? No, right? Probably not.
On what?
Teary-eyed? Probably not, right?
No,
then I would
crying
put some.
Is like tears are coming.
Oh, then
no,
I would strongly disagree. Then I would not strongly disagree, but I would disagree solemnly.
Yeah, because I mean, even for myself, like I feel like I just have these walls up sometimes because I was always an emotional child. Then I was just really. People think I'm just cold-hearted sometimes, and it's not really that. It's just I've shed enough tears in my lifetime that I'm like, I can connect emotionally, but I'm not going to cry just because you're crying. All right. You often make a backup plan for a backup plan.
Oh, yeah. That's totally me, dude.
That's you?
Strongly agree. Yeah.
Oh, I can strongly disagree for myself.
Like, I like to fucking plan shit out. And then if something doesn't work out, I already had something in the mind, like, all right, cool. I can go do this, that I planned beforehand too.
I go with the flow. Okay, like you see how many times you guys last minute are calling me and it's like, cool, yeah, I'll show up, or it's like I have something to do. But yeah. All right, next, you usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. As someone who has worked in high capacity kitchens, I have to agree for this one for myself. I somewhat agree. I do sometimes lose my temper, but I somewhat agree that I could stay calm and concentrate. Yeah.
I could agree solemnly. I've been under strict, like, oh, you only have this many hours to finish this and make sure it actually gets done type of situations. And even if I don't get it done, I don't freak out about it. Mm-hmm. I literally, let them know calmly, like, hey, I won't be able to finish it. If you give me like half an hour more, I probably could. But I stay calm most of the time.
Yeah.
When it comes to that type of pressure, when it comes to work pressure, other certain situations might be differently, but until we're put into those situations, right, we won't know.
Yeah.
But
you want to read the next?
I'll read the next. Yeah. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. Oh, I strongly agree on this one. I only gravitate to the people I know or somewhat know. So I definitely strongly agree with that. I rarely try to introduce myself to new people.
Yeah, I'm going to put somewhat agree for myself because if it is like a family function, that I'm meeting new people or whatever, I do try to make the effort. Even recently for this weekend, I went out. I was pretty much in Vermont for my cousin's wedding, and my entire table was my sisters and a whole bunch of my cousins, and my cousin's boyfriend was sitting with us, and just to make him feel comfortable and get to know him, because obviously I'm a little protective over my cousins when it comes to that stuff. I started talking to him, seeing where his head was at, and he was a cool kid. So yeah, I not always, but I am open to talking to the new person here and there.
Mm. So you somewhat disagree then?
No, I somewhat agree.
That you rarely introduce yourself?
Because I rarely do. I mean, I stick with my group, but once in the blue moon, I'll try to talk to somebody.
Okay, yeah. That's, I guess, me too. Unless my friends introduce me to them.
Yeah, that's something else. You're getting introduced to somebody else.
Yeah, so
it's not you making the complete effort.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I agree with that, I guess. Let's see, actually. Yeah. I somewhat agree with that.
Well, with your line of work, you have to agree with that.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I'm gonna say agree, because yes, I do like to finish my projects for the most part. Sometimes I do just need like a break from it to like refresh my mind and gather myself. So I'll start another one just to see what I'm gonna get myself into next, if that makes sense. Okay. Next, you want to go?
Yeah, give me 1 second. All right, next question is, you are very sentimental. For myself, maybe as a young kid I was, but recently, like, I disagree. I'm not that sentimental when it comes to certain things.
Yeah. I'm actually going to say the opposite. I'm actually going to say I agree. Just plain agree, because not everything holds a sentimental value, but obviously there are some things. The angry Pikachu you gave me for Christmas. I still have the sock monkey my little sister gave me. I have a full-on painting from Ratatouille from an old coworker. So I agree.
Yeah.
You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists.
No.
Yeah.
I don't. I just disagree.
I'm going to go with regular disagree. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I regularly disagree with that. And we were both very like, yeah, we don't use those.
Yeah.
Even the smallest mistake can cause you to doubt your overall ability and knowledge. Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
I actually strongly agree with that one for myself.
Oh, me too. Yeah, me too.
I feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation.
Fuck that. I strongly disagree.
Because I'm like, am I going to say something stupid walking up to this person?
Look dumb as shit, dude. What the fuck? Like, I'll be like, who the fuck is this weirdo? You are not too interested in discussing various wait, what is this word, dude?
Interpretations.
Oh, I had it right.
Yeah, you had it right.
And analysis of creative works.
I'm gonna say someone.
That means if you keep an open mind, pretty much. This is what this is saying.
Yeah,
if you're not interested in keeping an open mind.
Yeah, so let's say you're in English class and your teacher tells you to read something out loud and you read it. And you go, the line says the book was blue.
Right.
And you know how English teachers are always like, so what does this mean, class? And you answer, the book is blue. And she goes, but what he really means is that he looked at the book and it sparked some sentimental value. He only saw it as blue. You get me? Like and you're like, no, the book is blue. Like, you're sticking with your guns.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna say disagree for myself.
No, I like to keep an open mind when it comes to conversations for sure.
Exactly,
So
like going to an art museum and really
I
just
definitely
like
strongly disagree because people can interpret other things whatever they want. To be honest, so yeah.
you are more inclined to follow your head than your heart.
I agree with that. That's me. I overthink a lot of things, so I definitely
Yeah,
would say that
I
I
agree.
I use my head more than I should be. Use following my heart for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. Ooh,
I'm gonna say agree for myself. Because even though I do stick with doing the same things a lot of the time, it's not really planned. It's just what it is. But
I'm
if
put
things
not
switch up,
sure for
like
that. I say
not
not
sure.
sure for myself because there is like days or weeks that I do like to plan stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they don't work out, I'm fine with it. But at the same time, like I have those days where I don't plan shit and I just do whatever the fuck I want.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna put not sure because it's literally in the middle for me. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. I somewhat disagree. I kind of think about like, oh, did I make a good impression with someone?
Yeah, I
Like, do
agree
they
with
think
that.
I'm fucking stupid? Do they think whatever?
Yeah.
I'm a good guy or not? Whatever. Or I'm a fucking jackass or so whatever. So I would somewhat disagree with that one.
Agreed. Um, you enjoy participating in group activities.
So for me, I somewhat agree with this. I do like group activities. I
Um,
like the whole like trying to do something together type of thing. So I mean, here's a context for you for like Destiny. I love when we go into fire teams. That's why I always help out people for a reason, right? Because I just love doing shit with other people.
I'm
I
gonna
know that's a bad example. Don't get me wrong for gamers.
no, yeah, but I'm gonna stick with the neutral,
Not
like
sure.
not sure because I have my moments. I mean, you've seen I love hosting like video games, like when we do like the Jeopardy or like I love explaining the instructions when we play board games together. But then at other times, like in video games, I'm sometimes like I just want to play solo today. No one asked me to join a group chat or something.
Right.
You go.
Oh, you like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending. Hmm.
I'm gonna say somewhat disagree.
You like when the ending like straight up tells you like
It just straight up tells me like I need to know the final.
you want some closure.
I need the closure, especially in books and movies. I need the closure. If it's like something like I could get my hands in, yeah.
For certain genres, I like making my own interpretation when it comes to it. So I somewhat agree with it.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to Marvel shit, of course, I'm gonna speculate all fucking day.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, like that, or comic books too. On like depending on how they end or stuff like that, you definitely want to speculate what the next thing is gonna be, or like, oh, that was a satisfying episode. Like I somewhat agree with that.
You know what? Just because you mentioned the whole Marvel things, I think I'm overthinking what I would think. So I'm gonna go with agree
I mean,
instead.
if you think, yeah.
Because now that you mentioned like the Avengers and stuff, I'm like, wait, no, I did speculate a lot too on like what's gonna happen, even with like the whole
That's how I
WandaVision
see it.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Your happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own
I
accomplishments.
strongly agree with that.
I strongly agree with myself as well. Yeah. Because even like when I worked at the restaurant, I was more like, how are we doing as a whole instead of like, how am I doing in my career?
Mm.
You got me? And like thinking back at it, it's like, no, like I should have been more concentrated on myself and my career than.
It's
I
crazy
mean, it's
how
weird at saying that as a chef, like not caring about the full restaurant in total, but I sometimes cared a little too much for everybody.
mean, I used to get in trouble for that, for helping other people before helping, like, doing my own shit. So
I remember that. Yeah.
you are interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next.
Yeah, I strongly agree for myself on that one. How many video games have I started and I still haven't finished?
It's true. True. And I somewhat disagree. I don't find too many things interested, and I do finish things like through usually.
Yeah.
Usually that example would be that horror game that we haven't finished. I mean, that's why I say somewhat disagree, because there is instances where we don't finish shit, literally.
That's like true. That's true. So. How long did it take me to get through Little Nightmares? You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse.
I don't know. I think that's just
that for me. I
for people.
I somewhat agree on that one. That's my anxiety and depression coming through.
You avoid leadership roles in group settings because I don't want to take the blame when something falls through. I'm kidding, dude.
You know, for you, I would just put agree, because you do sometimes
avoid like taking charge for shit. I somewhat disagree with that. Like, I do somewhat avoid being leader for shit, but if it falls through for me, like I'll try my best, you know.
So that's what I'm saying. You avoid leadership roles.
Yeah,
so you agree with that. Not that you disagree.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I somewhat agree.
Oh, you said disagree.
No, I said agreed.
I'll play it back for you.
And it'll come out as agree.
Bet. What time? I'll play it for you.
Go back 10 seconds right now in time.
I'll put it in the podcast right here.
I somewhat disagree with that. Like, I somewhat disagree with that. Like, I do agree.
Disagree. All right. You avoid leadership roles in group settings. I'm going to just put the lower disagree, because if no one's going to take charge, like, shit needs to get done sometimes. You are definitely not an artistic type of person.
Definitely not, dude. I'm definitely
I didn't want to say it for you.
Yeah, I'm not an artistic person for sure. I think more logically. I think more with my right head than my left head for sure.
Yeah, and I completely disagree with this. I like to think myself as a very creative person.
Yeah, I think more logically when it comes to things than
which is
what ifs and stuff.
Which is why we're two peas in
a pod.
That shit.
You think the world would be a better place if people rely more on rationalization than their feelings? I strongly agree with this one.
Yes.
I strongly agree with this.
Especially what
people should think more rationally about things than fucking think like, oh, my heart is telling me this. Be like, no, dude, you can't run a country like that, though.
Yeah, no, 100%. Thank you. You can't. You just said it. Running a country for it with it.
I can't do it, dude. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry that I'm hurting your fucking feelings, bro. But yo, people are fucking dying, and people are in real life situations.
People are.
If you fucking disagree, you know, with this shit. I'm sorry.
You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax.
Of course, I agree with that.
I agree. Wait, like, just agree or strongly agree?
No, I agree. There's some days where I'm like, fuck me, dude. Like today is one of those fuck me days.
Yeah.
Because
especially
my body hurts.
Horrible rain right now.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, and you've been working out lately too.
So yeah, that's why I'm saying like today's one of those days where I'm just like, fuck.
Next week,
I have to clean today too. So.
Next week, Leche gets jacked.
Yeah, okay. I'm not trying to get jacked. I'm just trying to get slim.
Lean.
Oh, next is me, right? You enjoy watching people argue. Yes, strongly agree. Especially my sibling. Don't get me wrong, I don't enjoy it, but sometimes I do enjoy it.
I'm just gonna
I'm gonna put somewhat agree.
Somewhat agree. Yeah, I just get nosy. I just want to know what people are fighting about sometimes.
Yeah.
You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself.
Yeah, then somehow it does the complete opposite. So yeah, I try. I agree with. I try, but it never works out.
Okay,
Your
this
mood
next one's
can change
coming.
very quickly. No,
I'm gonna put a grade for myself.
Disagree with this. My mood kind of doesn't get ruined that easily.
Yeah, you. I'm gonna put somewhat agree in the middle of the, because you've seen me switch very easily. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you.
I disagree. I'm very patient with people.
You are. I'm gonna put regular agree because it's more of like a whole training process.
So okay.
You do lose.
You agree, like you lose your patience.
Yes, a little bit, very little.
Okay. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. No, I don't do that.
I agree with this.
I disagree with this. I don't like doing things in the last possible fucking second, dude. If it gets like literally, if a teacher assigns a fucking paper to me and it says it's due at midnight, it's due before 6.
Oh, that's good.
because I don't want to fucking do it at that time late. And like I don't want to worry about it later, you know. Like if I could get it done now, I prefer to do it now than later for sure.
Yeah,
because then it's gonna be a real struggle back like later for me to try to figure it out.
I get it. You have always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death.
I agree.
I actually strongly agree about this. I don't know why, but
it's like a question like, what do you want to, like, what do you think happens after death? Like straight up.
Yes, right? There's that. And also the fact that we won't go into details, but like our families have been very in contact with the other world.
Right.
With the other side. I do question like what is on the other side? Like how is these things happening? If that makes sense.
Yeah, if anything is actually happening, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. There's people like that who agree or disagree with us.
Yeah.
You prefer to be around others rather than on your own. I disagree.
I'd
rather be on my own and stuff when it comes to shit.
You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical.
Complete opposite. I actually fucking go in. Esbin goes in. Esbin goes in. Esbin will be like, I strongly disagree with this because Marvel exists. So speculation's out the window.
Esbin strictly lives just to be the devil's advocate.
Honestly, yeah.
Even though he knows he's wrong, he likes to just
likes to ask them, but what if questions a lot. Exactly. But what if this happens and this and that? Then he just keeps going. It goes off the rails after that. Like straight up. Like that fucking train is off, dude.
It's gonna depend on the topic specifically for me, so I'm gonna put like the not sure.
Sure. I put disagree. I don't become bored or anything when it comes to talking about stuff like that. Even if it's like not even talking about like moral or movie, whatever related, like conspiracies and stuff like that as well. Like I just love talking about like just random shit like that because it gets funny and
okay. When you put it like that, I'll go disagree then.
You find it easy to empathize with people whose experience are very different from yours. Well, of course you have to try. I mean, it depends on, right? Like if you like do you care if people tell you like their stories? That's more like how I'm hearing this question. Like if they're struggling with something, will you be able to understand their their thing? Yeah, that's how I'm seeing this question.
Yeah, I put agree.
Yeah. I somewhat agree though. I'm not 100% agree on it. No, actually, no. I'm pretty good at like trying to comfort people, even though I'm kind of bad at it still. But still,
You usually
that's yours. I forgot.
Yeah, you usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible. I'm gonna put disagree because it's like once I make a decision, I need to have it set and out of the way because if not, I'm just gonna keep overthinking and overthinking and overthinking it, and it's
I'd rather just tell the answer straight up and then like that's it.
Exactly.
Because I know if I keep prolonging it, it's gonna get worse. Like I'm not gonna. In the end, I'm not gonna decide shit.
Exactly.
So, disagree. You rarely second guess the choice you have made. I always second guess what.
Even though we know it's the right choice that we made, we still think about, well, what if I did the other?
Yeah, like you like to think about like the what ifs. there goes the what ifs every time.
After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need.
Yeah, no thanks.
Disagree.
Yeah.
Just regular disagree for me. I sometimes do need to get pulled out.
I strongly disagree. But like, yeah, that's what I want, dude. More just be surrounded by all this shit. No thanks. You enjoy going to the art museum. I surprisingly somewhat agree with that.
I agree with that, yeah.
I not fully agree, but somewhat agree. Because it's interesting looking at all the art pieces and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I love going to like the
science museums a little
ancient Greece like exhibits. I love Greek mythology. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. Huh. Nothing, huh? I'm gonna put disagree. I could somewhat understand other people's feelings. I might not agree with them, but I could see where they might be coming from.
I would say somewhat agree for me, because especially when I was younger, it would be harder for me to understand like if people were either mad at me or weren't mad at me or whatever, or if they were sad or mad or whatever. I would have a hard time understanding it.
Yeah.
Do you have a to-do list for each day? No. Wait, actually, I somewhat agree because, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure because lately, because I'm going to the gym, I do like to have my days set up like that.
Your mom. You rarely feel insecure.
I disagree.
I strongly disagree with this.
For certain things, I'm like, I can't do nothing about it. Like, oh, well, like, I can't feel insecure about it. Like, being short, I don't give a fuck because I can't fix that, you know? Stuff like that. Like, when people make fun of my height, I'm like, dude, like, I can't do nothing about it, bro. You know? At least you being a fucking dickhead, you could stop being that. You avoid making phone calls. I'd rather, if it's going to be a long talk, like if I'm going to be sending messages, I'd rather just fucking talk to you just to get it over with, to be quicker, to be honest. So
I have slight phone anxiety, so I'm just going to put very little agree.
I'm going to put not sure. Because I have mixed feelings about that.
You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are very different from your own.
I do.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
I mean, I'm not
I do often try to really think about that's why whenever I talk to someone and they tell me stuff about their lives and stuff like that, I take a while and they ask me they ask me oh, did you hear everything? I'm like, yeah, I did. I'm just trying to process everything you're telling me.
Yeah.
Trying to think and put myself into your shoes on what you're dealing with.
Yeah. I'm gonna put somewhat agree because I'm not gonna spend so much time thinking a lot because it is you spend a lot of time trying to understand.
Yeah, and I do. I really do.
I'm still depending on the person, I'm not gonna overkill myself fully understanding. It's a conversation at the end of the day. If I don't like you, cool. If I like you, awesome. But
See, the thing is, if I don't like someone, I try to actually find out why I don't like. That's the thing. Like, I don't like someone just because I just met them. Like, I actually want to know them and then actually like apply. Like, okay, like I really don't like him because he's this and that. Like because of A and B, not just because like I don't like your face. Type of thing. I'm not like that.
Well, see, and that's the difference between us. Like the amount of times I've just been, I don't want to say backstabbed, but like my trust has been broken between some people. I've learned to trust my gut. My gut has always been like, this person's iffy, give them a chance. Or most of the time it's just like.
So it's like you put your trust in your heart, telling you like this guy's not, like this person isn't it, type of thing. And me, I think with my head, I'd be like, I wanna analyze this person before I actually make my decision, type of thing. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole other conversation I could definitely go off into. It's always just been an energies feeling type of thing. I could definitely read people's energies or whatever. Stupid.
Is this mine or yours? I
forgot.
I'll go. In your social circle, you often are the one who contacts friends, initiate activities. Obviously, I want to disagree. I'm not the person to do that. I go with the flow when it comes to when it comes to going to activities and stuff like that.
I'm actually going to be not sure because I sometimes feel like if I don't mind contacting other people, but it sometimes does feel like I might be getting a little too annoying when I message people. So I'll try to let them message me first at times. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible.
Somewhat disagree. Like I just like if it got fucked up, oh well, dude. As long as this next plan goes good.
Yeah.
You are still bothered by mistakes you have made a long time ago. Yeah, I am. Certain things, some decisions I made still haunt me to this day for sure. And some decisions I didn't do still haunt me to this day.
You rarely contemplate the reasons of human existence or the meaning of life.
Holy crap, that's a big question. They laid it upon like that.
We did the whole death one before. That's true. Too. This is just the opposite of it.
Yeah, like you rarely contemplate. Like I guess I somewhat agree. I don't usually think about like the human existence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Your emotions control you more than you could control them. I disagree.
I strongly agree with me.
You strongly agree with that?
I strongly agree with that.
I disagree. I don't let my emotions judge my like decisions and stuff like that.
Yeah. You take great care not to make people look bad, even when it is completely their fault. I agree with that. If the other person fucked up and they completely fucked up, when you present it to someone, you try to go, oh, we tried our best to the full extent of our abilities. It just couldn't get completed. Like you're not going to make the other person look complete like shit, even though you failed because of them.
Okay, yeah.
I somewhat agree. I'll take some blame, but I'm not going to make you look like this angel that fully tried everything that you could have.
Yeah, I somewhat agree. I don't like people looking like a fool either. Like a total fool is there's points where it's like you can't really help them at that point.
Yeah.
It's already too late.
Yeah.
Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy and organized and consistent efforts.
I'm going to somewhat agree with that.
I think so too, actually. Because there's some points where I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, yo, let's get this shit done. Let's go, bro. And then there's there's times where you're like, okay, yeah, like this is a mundane type of day, like just trying to get this shit done. But yeah, I somewhat agree with that.
When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take for them to feel disappointed in you. I agree with that.
I agree with that too. Yeah, that's funny.
It's funny, but it's also sad.
Yeah,
when you think about it.
You will love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. Hey, I'm doing that now.
Yeah, you are.
I agree strongly. Because I'm already doing it.
I somewhat agree. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time.
No, I don't think it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
I somewhat disagree with that.
I just disagree.
Because sometimes it is a waste of time thinking too much of it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Somewhat disagree. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmosphere than quiet, intimate places. I disagree. I don't like going into cities and shit like that.
Same. I hate crowds, but I had no problem at the EDC festival.
There you go. That's a complete opposite way to tell them.
You know, at first glance how someone is feeling.
That's you, dude. I disagree. I don't know.
I'm gonna put just agree because it's not always, but I could somewhat tell when someone's off.
You often feel overwhelmed. It depends, right?
Strongly agree.
I somewhat feel overwhelmed most of the time for certain things, for sure.
You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. I'm going to put disagree. If I do know there could be a step that I could skip over to get things done, I'll take it.
Not me.
But then after that,
I go through the runs for sure. So I somewhat agree with this. You're very... you got to help me with
intrigued.
Yeah, you are very intrigued by things labeled as controversial.
Somewhat agree.
I disagree.
I want to know why it's controversial.
I somewhat disagree. And the complete thing, why bring it up if it is controversial? Type of thing. Let it be. That's what I like to think about it when it comes to things like that, for sure. If it's controversial, why bring it up, bitch? Come on. And you're the complete opposite. You like to dig your little nose tip into there. Oh,
yeah. Because sometimes I know if I'm in the right and it's a controversial topic, I'm going to bring it up just to shut people up. Because it's you're wrong. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more.
And that's happened already in my life. So, yes. Correction. This happened to me. Someone skipped out a great opportunity to give me the chance. So I would say I strongly agree with this. If it would happen again, if I was in the circumstance to let someone else go ahead, that's a little bit less fortunate than me, or a bigger opportunity for them, then yeah, I would do it in a heartbeat probably, because someone already done it to me. So.
Oh, it's like the whole pay it forward type of thing.
Pay it forward type of thing, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where I stand on this one. Thought somebody else needed it more. I would like to think I'd be nice enough to actually let someone go, so I'm just going to put agree.
Okay.
You struggle with deadlines. Somewhat agree.
Somewhat disagree. I don't struggle with deadlines too much. I usually meet them. So.
Mm-hmm.
And the last question of the day. You feel confident that things will work out for you? That's a big question, to be honest. That's a personal big question for you, oneself, right? You feel confident in your own things that things will work out in the end. And I agree solemnly with that.
Strongly or just regular?
I agree, just in general.
I'm gonna say I somewhat agree. Even though I do question a lot of uh, a lot of choices I have made and do make, I still like to feel confident enough that it is what I'm meant to do, where I'm meant to be, or whatever. And all right, so are you male, female, or other?
Yeah. What? Wait, yours asked that? Mine didn't even ask that.
Oh, it says your gender optional. It's just really for like the little avatar it's gonna give you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mine didn't give me that. It just gave me the results.
See? Okay. What results did you get?
I got I got this one. Let me just send it to you. I don't know what this is, but
all right. So I did get a different result from what I had.
I think it doesn't help that we're doing it with together. We should have done this more like not together. If that makes sense.
That's true.
Because then we're going to influence each other too much when it comes to certain questions and stuff like that.
So you can go because I'm trying to find my old results.
Yeah, so from mine, it says I'm 79% introverted. Introvert, yeah, sorry. This trait determines how you interact with our environment. Yeah, so 79% for that shit, dude. It looks like you're 71 for that.
I'm 71%. I also got the logician, INTPT. Which is weird because I originally got the mediator, INFP. So
yeah.
So this is weird because originally first of all, I'm just surprised I got introverted again, which was a surprise for both of us when I got it the first time. Because I have always been like the social butterfly, even in high school. I hung out with the drama kids. I had art club. I
think you see yourself as a butterfly because you're with your peers. You get me? You're with your people. That's why. But when it comes to new people, that's when it comes different, right?
Okay.
And that's where that comes in. That 71% kicks in.
Okay, I see it.
So that's how I see that. For energy, I don't know what this means in particular, to be honest.
So we are more intuitive than we are observant. So we go with our instincts instead of fully looking at what is happening around us and making a decision off that.
I got 51%.
I got 66.
Yeah, I'm freaking 51 and then 49 for observant. That means I'm literally on that fucking 50-50 when it comes to that, I feel. And for nature, this trait determines how you make decisions and cope in emotions. I think 55% I put for thinking, and then 45 for feeling. And it looks like you have 52 for thinking and 48 for feeling for nature.
Yeah, so see, this is completely weird because so for my first exam, I also got intuitive, 79%. Sorry, introverted, 79%. I got intuitive again, but originally I had 56. Now I got 66. First time I got with feelings, so I was more with. That one actually did kept me off surprise. I thought I was gonna get feelings again.
I think it's because I'm telling you, us doing this together, we influenced each other too much when it comes to it. Because I feel like if we do it again by ourselves, we're gonna come out with different answers again.
See, but that's weird because even that nature one, the feeling and thinking, that was my only difference. That was my only difference. Because then after that, we got tactics. The trait reflects our approaching to work, planning, and decision making.
I put judging. I guess 61% for judging.
Yeah. And then prospecting. Originally I had 54%. Now I got 65%.
Yeah.
And then our identity. It shows how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. So there's assertive, and then there's turbulent. And originally I had 71% turbulent, and I got 75% turbulent.
I'm at 61 turbulent right now. What do we do when we hit start read?
I mean, yeah, we could start reading. Before you press start reading, or did you already?
I already clicked on it.
Oh, okay, forget it. Copy of your results, no thanks. And then if you are watching the whole YouTube video portion of this, it does then go into like basic strengths and weaknesses, like romantic relationships. And it's not like those even like horoscopes where it's like the very broad, like, oh, your energy swings from this. No, it's really weird because it's like actual like research and like very thought out like results that it does give you. And like what kind of romantic relationships you should be looking for, like what types of friendships. It weirdly explain like how you actually work, like workplace habits. And I mean, it's definitely something I recommend to, if you guys are interested, to look into. And I mean, take the test yourselves. It's pretty fun when you actually come to think of it. And like Leche said, it could be because doing it with somebody else might influence your answers a little bit, or even doing it for a podcast and trying not to be like straightforward. But I mean, for the most part, the fact that I did get the same type of results besides that one thinking and feeling. Yeah. I mean, do you want to go through it a little bit, or?
Sure, we could go through the introduction, I guess.
Okay, we could go through it.
So I told you I got I forget, I don't know how to
architect.
Architect.
I think that's what you messaged me. Yeah.
So this person,
architect,
is an introvert, intuitive thinking, and judge and personality traits. Says the thoughtful technician love perfecting the detail of life, applying creativity and rationality to everything they do. Their inner world is often private. Is usually often a private, complex one. It can be lonely at the top, but one of the rarest personality types and one of the most capable is that the archetype, known to well rationally and quick-witted, may struggle to find people who keep up with their nonstop analysis and everything around them.
That's just the first paragraph?
That's just the first paragraph. Yeah.
And then I got logicians. Logicians pride themselves on their unique perspective and vigorous intellect. They can't help but puzzle over the mysteries of the universe, which may explain how some of the most influential philosophers and scientists of all time have been logicians. This personality type is fairly rare, but with their creativity and inventiveness, logicians aren't afraid to stand out from the crowd.
Like that's
that. I mean, I still agree a little bit with that.
It says thirst for knowledge, and then yours is life of mind.
Yeah,
life of the mind.
That's so everything from here on out pretty much won't be obviously the same because it's going to differentiate from person to person. And the cool thing is, like, if you scroll all the way down on this page, like right when it gets to like strengths and weaknesses, it actually gives you some people that are in the same category as you. So for me, I got Bill Gates, Kristen Stewart, Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, Elliot Page, and like Neo, apparently from the Matrix. It gives you, that's the other one. It gives you like characters from movies and shows and books.
Oh, okay.
Bruce Banner from Avengers.
Why? It is why.
Big Bang.
For me, I got Michelle Obama, Elon Musk, Christopher Nolan, Vladimir Putin.
Oh.
Arnold, big man himself, Arnie. Let's see. And some of the fictional characters I got Walter White. Let's see. Some of these people I don't know. Randolph the Grey from Lord of the Rings. Chris Everdeen. Oh, what's his name? Katniss Everdeen. Fucking Hunger.
You say Chris Everdeen?
My bad, dude. I was reading someone else's name here. 7 of 9 from Star Trek. This is nuts, dude.
And the cool thing too, if you go up top where it says resources on the top bar,
yeah,
and then click on the personality types, it then differentiates all the different types of, there's 16 in total, like we said. So there's 4 categories: analysts, diplomats, sentinels, and explorers. And then it divides those categories into 4 more categories. Right, for this one, we both got put into the analysis category. And then you got architect and I got logician. The other 2 was commander and debater. For diplomats, there was the advocate, mediator, protagonist, campaigner, which is funny because from when I read like these 4 originally, these are more like, even though it's like introvert and extrovert and stuff, these are very more of like the creative category and like somewhat emotional one, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the sentinels, logistician, defender, executive consul, and then you have your explorers, the virtuoso, adventurer, entrepreneur, and entertainer. So it's really weird how like even like when you get put into these categories, there's still some base relativity between all 4. If you could like even just seeing and reading like the 4 initial like little introductions that they give you on this page.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's still cool. Like, like how I'm gonna keep reading what I got for this test. It still might be very similar to what I got for the original one, but it definitely is cool, like seeing the connections and, like you said, the how somebody else might influence your answers a little bit. If you guys are interested on taking this test, I will be leaving the link. If you're watching the YouTube video, down in the description. And if you are hearing this, I will be putting it in the description as well. If you are able to access that, I'm not fully sure how it works for like Spotify and stuff, but I do know on on Apple, you can click like extra details in the description, and all the links should be on there. Besides that, do you have anything else to add?
Not really, dude. I mean, this is fascinating for sure. This is something that I highly recommend people to like try out. You know, screw it, just give it a chance. It takes like, I mean, it took us forever because we were discussing about it, but this will probably take someone like 15, 20 minutes, not even to do.
Yeah, it initially does. Yeah.
Just to see, right? Just to test out, like, hey, maybe you can discover stuff about yourself that you didn't know, right? So.
And I mean, where can people find you, dude?
People can find me at, and always find me at, in Instagram at Leche Minuesa, or you guys can follow me at twitch.tv/TechnoFreak95.
And then you guys could follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and also on Twitch at One Alpha Penguin. You guys could follow the podcast on Instagram and Twitter at takeasip_pod, and even on YouTube at youtube.com/takeasip. As always, the logo for the podcast is the same profile pictures for all of the social medias. So go please like, subscribe, leave us a comment. We are trying to get a little bit more into the socials for the podcast. It's just been really hard lately and working from a distance, both of us. But we are trying to do our best. And yeah, I mean, that's really it. Drink some water and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
See you guys.